tonight, a look back on the life and career of US civil rights leader Jesse Jackson, who has died aged 84. Also, high-level talks in Geneva with dual negotiations involving US, Iranian, Ukrainian and Russian officials. Turned back to a camp in Syria. The Prime Minister rejects assisting families linked to the IS group to return to Australia. And a shake-up of the front bench. The opposition unveils its new shadow ministry. I'm Gloria. This is SBS World News. Good evening. Tributes are flowing tonight for US civil rights leader Reverend Jesse Jackson, who has died aged 84. A Baptist minister raised in the segregated South who became a close associate of Martin Luther King Jr. and twice ran for the Democratic presidential nomination. The Jackson family said their father was a servant and a leader to the oppressed, the voiceless and the overlooked. Jackson advocated for the rights of Black Americans and other marginalised communities during the turbulent civil rights movement and beyond.
Jesse Jackson's life was defined by a relentless fight for justice and equality.
I was born in Greenville, South Carolina, in rampant, radical racial segregation. Had to be taught to go to the back of the bus or be arrested.
In 1965, he began working for Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.
I learned so much from him. Such a great source of inspiration.
Both men were in Memphis in April 1968 to support striking sanitation workers. King and other civil rights leaders were staying at the Lorraine Motel.
He said, Jesse, you know, you don't even have on a shirt and tie. You don't even have on a tie. We're going to dinner. I said, Doc, you know, it does not require a tie. Just an appetite. We laughed. I said, Doc, and the bullet hit.
With King gone, his movement was adrift. Years later, Jackson formed Operation Push, pressuring businesses to open up to Black workers and customers, and adding more focus on Black responsibility, championed in the 1972 concert, Watt Stacks.
In Watts, we have shifted from burn, baby, burn to learn, baby, learn.
The Reverend set his sights on the White House in 1984. First thought of as a marginal candidate, Jackson finished third in the primary race with 18% of the vote. He ran again in 1988, doubling his vote count and finishing in second in the Democratic race. At the time, it was the farthest any Black candidate had gone in a presidential contest.
But 20 years later, when President Barack ran, we would land the groundwork for that season.
In 2017, Jackson had a new battle to fight, Parkinson's disease. But it didn't stop him. Late in life, he was still fighting. He was arrested in Washington while demonstrating for voting rights. His silent presence at the trial of Ahmaud Arbery's killers prompted defense lawyers to ask that he leave the courtroom. Jackson stayed. From the Jim Crow South through the turbulent 60s and into the Black Lives Matter movement, Jesse Jackson was a constant, unyielding voice for justice.
Cole Higgins with that look back on the life, career, challenges and achievements of Jesse Jackson, who has died aged 84. Major diplomatic discussions are underway tonight in Geneva as the city hosts nuclear negotiations between Iran and the United States. Representatives from Ukraine and Russia have also touched down in the city for separate peace talks. Let's join our chief international correspondent Ben Lewis, who's watching developments from London for us tonight. Ben, how are things shaping up in the latest round of negotiations?
Well, Gloria, good evening. We know that the talks are underway between Iran and the United States. They are indirect talks, so the delegations from Iran and the US are in the same building, but there is an Omani mediator taking messages between them. Expectations of a breakthrough are very low, but we do know that there are technical experts there should their input be required when it comes to potential restrictions on Iran's nuclear program. All of this is happening against a massive US military buildup in the Middle East, and Iranian military exercises taking place at the moment in the Strait of Hormuz. And in the last hour, Iran's supreme leader has made a speech in which he's essentially threatening the United States. He said the US president says that their military is the strongest in the world. The strongest military in the world may sometimes be so badly hit that it cannot get up.
And Ben, there's also talks between Ukraine and Russia hours after both sides launched a wave of long-range strikes.
Yeah, very low expectations out of these negotiations, as well as the Kremlin in the last few minutes has said, look, we're not expecting any outcomes today. These talks are likely to last for a couple of days at least. Previous rounds of direct negotiations have resulted in some prisoner swaps, but little else. Russia has said that the big issue will be on the table over the next couple of days. That is potential territorial concessions by Ukraine. We have heard Volodymyr Zelensky at the weekend saying, look, it is time that Russia made some concessions in this process. So far, all of the concessions are being made by us. However, Donald Trump, in the lead up to today's talks, has said that he expects Ukraine to come to the table. It appears the Trump administration's strategy is still to heap pressure on Kyiv rather than Moscow. Gloria?
Chief International Correspondent Ben Lewis reporting there from London. Thank you. The last remaining Australian women and children with links to the IS group have been sent back to a Syrian camp after attempting to repatriate themselves. The Australian government says it has not helped with the repatriation attempt and is now under pressure from a newly shaped opposition to block them from returning.
For these Australians, languishing in Al Roj camp appeared to be their destiny. For many of their children, it's all they've ever known. But waves and embraces as they boarded buses with a Kurdish military escort. Desired destination, Australia.
يازده مالبات سوچار کس جنسیه استرالی و تسلیمی مالباتی واکرن کسی واکرن ام کارن بجن ایرو 2026 اب اول ترحیله.
No support received from the government.
My mother would have said, if you make your bed, you lie in it.
Freedom short-lived, returned to where they had just left. A communications issue barred them from entering the Syrian capital. The coalition believes they shouldn't step foot back home.
Leaving this to chaotic circumstances overseas is absolutely unacceptable.
Demanding the government introduce temporary exclusion orders to block them from returning for 2 years.
We should be pulling out every stop to prevent them from coming back and causing this risk to our society.
On national security issues, as we deal with it appropriately upon our bus.
The temporary exclusion order is the key here, which means that you cannot sort of permanently do this. At some point, you're going to have to make a decision. The argument that every single one of these people coming back is a threat to Australians is simply unfounded.
The first Australians to be repatriated, 8 orphans under the coalition in 2019. In 2022, the Albanese government helped return 4 women and 13 children. Last year, 2 women and 4 children came home without any government support. The same story for this remaining 34 who obtained Australian passports on their own accord.
These are people who, despite all of the warnings, chose to go to this area.
The group's departure believed to be facilitated by Lebanese community figure Jamal Rifi, who led a campaign to help re-elect Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke at the last election, also closely affiliated with former Liberal Prime Minister Scott Morrison.
These people have a greater chance of success and being less of a threat if you bring them back and provide them with assistance.
But questions persist about one Australian in particular, Yusuf Zahab, a child when brought to Syria in 2015 by his family, then separated after being transferred to a Kurdish-run adult prison. Feared dead before SBS Dateline tracked him down in 2024. At the time, the head of ASIO told SBS,
obviously, not everyone stuck in Syria is a threat to security.
He's now again unable to be found. SBS News understands from those close to the repatriation efforts there is an added level of urgency to get this group out now. 2 of them are young boys about to turn 12, and there are fears they could soon be transferred to adult prisons like Yusuf Zahab. That a much more complex operation for those seeking to bring them home. Rayanne Tamer, SBS World News.
2 people have been killed and 3 others are in a critical condition after a shooting at an ice hockey rink in the US state of Rhode Island. Authorities have identified the suspect and revealed he is among the dead due to an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. According to local police, the incident may have stemmed from a family dispute. 5 people have died in an apartment building fire in Spain's Catalonia. The blaze broke out in a storage room of a 5-storey building. Authorities believe all the deceased were young people, some likely underage. 1 person has been killed and 2 others left in a critical condition after a stabbing in Sydney's west. The attack took place in the suburb of Marylands. Police say it appears to be random and a man has been arrested. Reporter Mana Zanguri has more.
It was here in Marylands in the middle of a very busy shopping strip where police say a man stabbed multiple people in broad daylight before leaving the area on foot. Paramedics treated 3 people. 1 man died at the scene. A 22-year-old man and a 47-year-old woman were taken to hospital in a critical condition. 2 of them were stabbed inside a premises and the 3rd attack happened on a footpath.
The reason I actually feel not so good because we were there just 2 minutes before shopping on that shop. Just 2 minutes.
Following inquiries, a man was arrested behind a home at a nearby street and taken to Granville Police Station.
The alleged offender is known to police for petty crime and a number of mental health incidents. He is not linked to the address he was located, however he is a local to the area.
A crime scene has been established and an investigation is underway. Police say the motive for the attack is unknown, but that it does appear to be random. There were a lot of people around when the stabbings happened and police have praised bystanders for taking action and calling emergency services immediately.
Mana Zanguri reporting there, and if this story has raised issues for you or someone you know, you can get support from Lifeline at any time on 13 11 14. Coming up after the break, tributes for a titan of cinema, one of the most iconic actors of his generation. Robert Duvall dies aged 95.
Nobody knows Australia like Ernie Dingo. And the reason's simple.
You've got to tell me about this.
He's never stopped exploring.
This is nice. Can you swim in this?
It's pretty fresh.
I'm from the desert, mate.
He's natural.
That's Thylacoleo Carnifex.
Say that 3 times fast.
Our country at its most breathtaking.
Oh, my, amazing. These blokes are how long?
Some say 1,000. Going Places with Ernie Dingo starts Friday 7:30 on SBS and on demand.
Woke up this morning, I suddenly realised that we're all in this together.
Over 6 million Australians have looked for the symbol and found a super fund where profits go to members, not shareholders. You too could be better off. Look for the symbol and find a fund run for you.
More Australians are making the switch to an electric vehicle, saving money and the environment, which is why the NRMA is helping EV drivers go further. We're for finding the secret spots and hunting down the best vanilla slice. For those who love to look out and look in. We're for plugging more drivers into the NRMA electric fast charging network. Join the charge.
Oh, my legs ache. And I've tried everything, Georgie. Painkillers, gels.
Haven't you tried Revitive? Drug-free Revitive helps relieve leg aches and pains, swelling and cramps, and reduces knee pain. For relief that keeps you moving, try Revitive.
Let's go number 2. Come on, number 2. Let's go number 2. Number 2. Come on. Let's go number 2.
Enjoy the thrill of a $40 million jackpot with Keno Go.
Insight is back in 2026 with a fresh lineup of shows and powerful first-person stories.
We can't go there.
It's compelling, it's topical, it's nuanced. You believe jealousy was behind her murder?
Absolutely. He couldn't control her anymore, so he killed her.
I don't know what the hormones are going to do to my body in the long term.
Young people these days maybe won't be too much.
Join me and the guests in the studio. Insight returns Tuesday the 3rd of March on SBS and SBS On Demand.
The Conservative allies who backed Angus Taylor's leadership challenge have been rewarded as the Coalition's shadow cabinet was unveiled late this afternoon. While some moderates have key roles, backbenchers Andrew Hastie and Jacinta Namatjinga-Price are among the winners.
A new team for a promised new direction.
Restore Australia's standard of living and protect our way of life, because Australia is worth fighting for.
Opposition leader Angus Taylor naming a joint Liberal National frontbench with Deputy Jane Hume to champion the cause of productivity.
The prosperity and promise for future generations. This will be my relentless focus.
Moderate Tim Wilson, the only Liberal to have defeated a Teal to be Shadow Treasurer.
We need an economic agenda that's very clearly focused on hard work paying off.
Replacing Ted O'Brien, shunted to Foreign Affairs, as Conservatives sweep other senior portfolios. Claire Chandler, Finance, James Patterson, Defence, Michaelia Cash, Attorney General, Dan Tehan and Jonathan Dunniam keeping their old roles, but the latter picking up immigration.
I serve at his pleasure.
Andrew Hastie returned to Shadow Cabinet after mourning the death of Australian car making, the Coalition spokesperson for industry, having agreed to park his own leadership ambitions.
He will lead the fight against Labor's net zero tax on Australian manufacturing.
As for Jacinta Namatjinga-Price,
I'm back, baby.
She'll represent small business and skills, still unapologetic over claims over Indian migration that saw her demoted.
Jacinta has made her comments, and I think it's time to move on.
Those who helped to bring down Susan Lee's leadership among the frontbench winners. And while some of her backers were kept on, many allies have been culled, including immigration spokesperson Paul Scar and numbers man Alex Hawke. The challenge for Angus Taylor presenting a united coalition after months of deep division to fight a resurgent One Nation. Today, waiving the suspension placed by Susan Lee on rebellious Nationals, allowing them back to their old roles on the front bench, with all seemingly forgiven.
I'm happy to say that the relationship is in good health.
The Liberals hate each other and the Nats hate each other and the Liberals hate the Nats, and Nats leaving to join One Nation, it really is a bit of a mess.
When Labor smear, you can smell their fear.
While other rivals like Clive Palmer liken this shuffle to moving the deck chairs on a famous sinking ship. Its new captain wary of more political icebergs looming ahead. Naveen Razek, SBS World News.
A magistrate has lifted a suppression order on the identity of a man accused of throwing a homemade bomb into an Invasion Day rally crowd in Perth last month. Liam Alexander Hall was charged earlier this month with engaging in a terrorist act after police alleged he threw a potentially explosive device directly towards protesters on January 26. Hall did not appear before the court today. The matter was adjourned to March 31. Lawyers for the Commonwealth and WA Police argued for the man's identity to be revealed, saying it was in the public interest. Oscar-winning actor Robert Duvall, best known for his roles in Apocalypse Now and The Godfather, has died aged 95. His wife, Luciana, said he passed away peacefully at home, surrounded by love and comfort.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
A line that transcends the silver screen, delivered by one of the giants of Hollywood.
Smell! You know that gasoline smell? A whole hill. Smells like victory.
Robert Duvall, perhaps best remembered for his role as darkly humorous and powerfully unhinged Colonel Kilgore in Francis Ford Coppola's 1979 Vietnam War epic Apocalypse Now.
Did you like doing Apocalypse Now?
Very much so. I like that part a lot. Very much so.
You were crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He had a. Yeah, you're right.
Born in 1931 in San Diego, California, his father, a rear admiral in the US Navy, his mother, an amateur actor. Duvall's film career ironically began with no lines at all, playing the beloved recluse Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird, sharing the screen with the legendary Gregory Peck. Duvall soon became a film legend himself as the lawyer and consigliere of the Corleone family in the first and second Godfather movies.
All the 5 families would come after you, Sonny.
But it was Duvall's heartfelt portrayal of a recovering alcoholic and former country music star in Tender Mercies that earned him the Best Actor Oscar.
Yeah, Robert Duvall!
And I want to thank the Academy very much for this award. I'm very happy. Thank you.
Duvall sang and wrote original songs for the movie, directed by Australian filmmaker Bruce Beresford.
I remember I felt the skin crawling on the back of my neck when we did the first take, and I thought, this man is absolutely extraordinary.
Duvall had no children but leaves behind his wife Luciana, an Argentinian actor whom he married in 2005 after working with her on his passion project Assassination Tango. Announcing his passing, she said, "To the world, he was an Academy Award-winning actor, a director, a storyteller. To me, he was simply everything." Many others who knew him paying tribute, among them longtime collaborator Francis Ford Coppola, who said Duvall was such a great actor, and Godfather co-star Al Pacino. "It was an honour to have worked with Robert Duvall," he said. "He was a born actor. His phenomenal gift will always be remembered."
Hey, lads, come here, look!
Often a supporting actor, but one that perfected the art of stealing a scene.
Someday this war's gonna end.
Alexandra Jones looking back on the life of actor Robert Duvall, who's died in the US at the age of 95. Coming up, the weather and Lunar New Year celebrations underway. We visit the lantern-filled streets of the world's oldest Chinatown in Manila.
Dateline is back, going beyond borders into the heart of the story.
It feels very powerful to do this.
Asking the questions that matter.
Are you worried about the rise in support for reform?
From issues that have shaken the world.
People are angry.
To quiet acts of bravery.
I didn't realise I was in the presence of a celebrity.
Because what happens there matters here. Dateline returns 3rd of March on SBS and on demand.
Matto's a country boy at heart. But ever since he moved to the big smoke, he spends more time on these 4 wheels
than those 4 wheels.
It doesn't mean he loves his car any less.
Still love you, Betty!
Which is why Matto swapped to Drive Less, Pay Less cover from Everyday Insurance. It's comprehensive car insurance that costs a lot less because he drives less. And he gets
10% off a Woolly shop every month. Bingo, bingo! I'm watching you, bird!
Make your insurance more rewarding. Make every day count.
Tired of doing it the hard way? Try Light and Easy and get your first delivery of 5 breakfasts, lunches and dinners for just $99. Lose weight without losing the joy of eating. Get lasting results the Light and Easy way.
Advance. It's a word shaping our way of life.
And coal, metals and minerals like those mined by Glencore help to make it possible.
Copper helps make ultrasounds possible, advancing health checks for growing families, even furry ones.
Coal for electricity.
Can help us never miss a big game moment.
Yes! Nickel and cobalt for mobile phones.
Help advance our budding filmmakers.
Hi! Nailed it. At Glencore,
we're advancing everyday life.
Tired of doing it the hard way? Try Light and Easy. Get 5 days of delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for just $99 with your first delivery. And if you don't love it, get your money back. Lose weight the Light and Easy way.
Yeah, I can do my thing. Yeah, I can do my thing.
Push it, mate. Make the most of it.
He's standing on the wheels.
Probello Super League. Stream live and free on SBS On Demand.
Lunar New Year celebrations have officially kicked off in the Philippines, with thousands of people descending on the lantern-filled streets of Manila. International correspondent Gloria reports from the world's oldest Chinatown in Mindanao as revellers share their wishes for 2026.
Manila's Chinatown is the oldest in the world. It's a place steeped in history. So tonight, age-old traditions are on display as this community looks for a lucky start to the new year.
Cleansing po ang tawag doon, tinatanggal niya po yung mga negative energy na umawak po sa bracelet. Opo, taon-taon po kasi pumupunta po kami dito sa Ongpin para magtinda po nito mga lucky charm, mga lucky item po.
Our wish for ourselves as a husband and wife is love forever and forever.
Just about every street in Binondo has been packed, people shoulder to shoulder, really since the sun went down. Families are flocking here for the food, for the markets, and of course for the famous lion dances. The sight and sound of them meant to ward off evil spirits for the year ahead.
Para po maramdaman natin yung tradition ng culture ng China. Masaya sila, tapos nag-i-enjoy kasi alam nilang nagiging maswerte yung taon nila, gano'n.
This neighbourhood has been at the heart of the ethnic Chinese community in this country for more than 400 years now, but it's been interesting speaking to a lot of Filipinos tonight who say this is their very first time coming here to celebrate the Lunar New Year. With tensions between China and the Philippines rising, they say that is a way to show some unity.
We just go here to celebrate with them, having fun with them. So as they respect our culture, we also respect their culture as well.
We are so proud that we are the Filipino and we are part of this Chinese community.
This celebration is meant to be all about people coming together and having a fresh beginning, and it seems that is exactly what Manila has done tonight.
International correspondent Gloria in Manila. St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican is marking its 400th anniversary with new visitor initiatives. Caretakers outlined their plans to improve the experience for the millions of people that visit annually. Reporter Trisha Thomas explains from the Vatican.
We are here just below the cupola on St. Peter's Basilica. That is the largest basilica in the world. And for the 400th anniversary of its building, it's getting a major overhaul. Now, artists and architects such as Bernini and Michelangelo were involved in the creation of this space. Now, as part of this overhaul, a team of experts have set up a monitoring system for the 80,000 square meters that the basilica takes up. They will be able to monitor every vibration, every movement as the millions of tourists and pilgrims pass through this space every year. Now, a few eyebrows have been raised over plans to expand the little snack bar they have here on the roof to 100 square meters. People say the Vatican might be mixing up the sacred with the profane. But Cardinal Gambetti, who is responsible for the project, says they'll just serve simple sandwiches and drinks for the pilgrims and tourists.
Trisha Thomas with that report. To the weather forecast. In the major centres, sunny in Brisbane, a possible shower in Sydney, rain developing in Canberra, overcast in Melbourne, scattered showers in Hobart, partly cloudy in Adelaide, warm and sunny in Perth and showers in Darwin. Looking further afield, rain in Port Vila, fine in Nandi, scattered showers in Auckland. In Southeast Asia, sunny in Bangkok, storms in Singapore, rain in Denpasar. Further north, fine in Seoul, cloudy in Hong Kong, showers in Hanoi. Heading west, rain in Beirut, sunny in Tehran, thunder in New Delhi. To Europe, drizzle in Dublin, rain in London and Rome. In Africa, mostly sunny in Algiers, cloudy in Casablanca, thunder in Johannesburg. In South America, storms in Caracas, a wet day in Panama City, sunny in Santiago. And for North America, scattered showers in LA, partly cloudy in Dallas and sunny in Miami. That's the world this Tuesday. I'm Gloria Kalache. Thanks for your company this evening. From the team, good night.